Good morning, pregame crew. It is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Chart Gal Lori. Thank you for being here, and I feel so much better today. Thank you for dealing with me yesterday. I actually had a fever, so I was not feeling great. But you know what? Those Queen of the Mountains, they worked yesterday, so maybe I need to get sick here and there for even better Queen of the Mountains. Just kidding. I don't want to get sick. Thank you, Night Truck. Appreciate it. Hi, Shake and Bake, Renaissance Man, Bob, Greg, Kipu, Bennett, Carlos, Homebody, Simeon, Paul, B-Hawk, Card Lady. Hey, George, Matt, Mal. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. We'll get started in just a second on the indices, commodities, crypto movers and shakers of the day. I jumped on a little early since I jumped on a little late yesterday just to do a few chart requests. Hey, Mary. Hello. Bennett, I was looking for that. I don't see what you're seeing. So on the 4 hour, on the Dow, I see a 4 hour lower high was just set at 34,188. I get that. Completely get it. But on the, 15 minute overbought conditions here, I didn't see a head and shoulders anywhere in here, inverse or regular. I didn't see it. But if you took it here, or maybe you were talking about up here. Maybe you took it up here. That was a good short if you took it here. Down here, I don't like it. Up here, I like it. AVGO. So funny. Wonder where that line is from. And it's still coming into play. 638.85 is your resistance, and you double top with that level yesterday. So you have a double top at 638.85, 638.99. That is a double top on the daily for now. You're pulling back. We're approaching the low of yesterday. That is pretty weak sauce. So a bounce would be for shorting, in my opinion, due to that hard rejection at the double top and this pullback in after hours. But AVGO doesn't carry a lot of after hours volume, so maybe need to wait till market opens and see what it can do with that 639, if nothing at all. If it breaks the low of yesterday, that confirms its weakness. Gotcha. Okay. Carlos, looking at Bitcoin, it looks like an hourly EQ. Considering we haven't reached the first 15-minute overbought. We're below the EMAs on Bitcoin, and in all worlds, any book that you look at, it would have this pattern. I could tighten it up a little bit more on the 6 hour. It would say that is a classic bear flag. Classic. I don't have it rotated correctly, but you get what I mean. This is a classic bear flag on Bitcoin. So tiny higher highs without a lot of follow through, but yet remaining under the EMA. See that little higher high there? That gives more validity to that bear flag thought process on a higher time frame. I mean, you don't know if you're not going to get 15-minute overbought, maybe 5-minute overbought. So you could play this two ways: 5-minute overbought looking for a reverse back burner, or the other edge that we use is that's purely a double top with a lower high. The next bounce close to 28,100, you take that as a short, and then you put your stop over this. Does that make sense? Yeah, we're losing this support here, 28.02968. I like the thought process overall. Good morning, homebody. Hey, Audrey, I hope you are well. Hey, Hugo, Train Man, Catahoula. On Nasdaq, I kind of see what y'all are asking about. I think Night Truck was asking about that too. Yeah, sorry I skipped your question, Night Truck. That's terrible on me. But looking like a diamond. Yeah, but here's what I'm telling myself. This should have been a higher high here, and that would have made it more of a diamond bearish reversal pattern. I want to keep my wits about me. And so if I'm just a little, something looks a little sketchy, then I zoom out. That's a daily bull flag, all intents and purposes. We did not have elevated bear volume on that red candle. We do have an upper wick, which is not ideal for bear flags, but let's go over bull flag criteria. I like to do this at least once every other week. So if you want an extended pull, you don't want just a small blip. You need for you to have a flag pull, it needs to have extension like you see here. You don't want it to give up more than 0.382 during consolidation. You want declining bear volume on pullback. You want it to hold EMAs, and you want lower wicks of bulls buying dip on the flag. That is your criteria for a bull flag, and you would just flip that criteria for a bear flag. So the only criteria that this is violating is this little upper wick here, but both of these candles have lower wicks. So I tell myself, careful, don't get overly bearish. I mean, the table tells me not to get overly bearish because we're printing over 100 today as far as looking at the bigger picture and all the correlations. But on Nasdaq, this is a beautiful, beautiful bull flag formation. And what happens in bull flag formations all the time? We get lower lows, lower highs, higher low, lower high. This is an EQ. And we're fighting to hold that hourly 50 MA, which y'all know is important to me. That's going to be pretty important here that we hold that. And then resume higher. We have JOLTS data at 8:55, just a heads up. We have JOLTS data, that is at 10 a.m. I was looking at tomorrow's data, I believe. Wow, factory orders and JOLTS data at 10 a.m. That should and could move the market. So I totally see what y'all are looking at. The psychology is there, but it's much simpler to just say, hey, hourly EQ, bull flag on a higher time frame. Dips are for buying until bears prove otherwise. Good morning, George. Hey, Sandor in the Philippines. Let's go over MARA. It's a queen of the mountain again. It is weak. Reverse back burner. 5-minute overbought conditions during regular trading hours on Riot or Mara are both top fish setups. No problem. I will go over Nvidia. I go over it every day. Okay, let's do Wynn and then we'll start. Wynn looked good yesterday. Most travel names are, I guess this isn't travel, or maybe it is. They looked great yesterday. Like the cruise lines were on fire. Nice 30-minute EQ tightening pattern. 115.46 is your support, then 114.79. Resistance 116.51 and 117.23. We got that daily higher high. But this is not an all-time high, so remember that. But new 52-week highs looking good. All right. Hey, Serrano. Let's get started. Let me get to the top. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chark Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, you can check us out at chartguys.com. I bring you the pregame show every morning, weekday morning that is, even if I have a fever like yesterday. And what we go over is we go over the economic events for the day. I show you this table, and this table I completed in the morning, just trying to get my data points all lined up to see, are we looking more bullish or bearish on the day? And hey, West Ham and London. Yeah, I can take a look at Baba. Hey, good day, Jimbo and Salty. So this is how I communicate with y'all. I'm seeing more bullish out there than bearish. Yes, we're pulling back right now, but it feels like a hurry up and wait day, and yesterday did as well. We have big data. We've got ADP payrolls, I believe, tomorrow. We have FOMC interest rate decision tomorrow. We have initial jobless claims Thursday morning, and we have Apple earnings after hours tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday we have non-farm payrolls. It's like the hits keep rolling. So on days like this, we could have a quiet day. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a quiet day. It could also be a de-risking day where people say, forget this. I've had good gains over the last week or so. I'm taking my gains off the table. And then we flip to a bear trend day. I am open to all possibilities on every single day. I'm open to all possibilities. Okay. And I have some notes off screen. Let me do Bobot before I forget. Let me put it on my list. I'll do it right there. Okay, on ES. We're losing that 50 MA, which is pretty important. On the 4 hour, we are in a downtrend. We don't have a lot of volume yet on that downtrend, and we don't have a lot of follow through. This is nothing dangerous yet. If you look at it on the 1 minute, oh my God, the sky is falling. This does not look bad. This doesn't look terrible at all. Your next support is at 417125, right there. And then don't forget these prior resistances can sometimes act as support, 416650. And then let's do our fibs. And did some of you, I know some of you watched the webinar because I saw you live. I hope it helped. If you didn't watch it, why not? If you're a TCG member, you can still get the link on how to define your trading edge. Okay, so 41, 53, 75. Why won't it come over? That makes me mad. Oh well. I tried. Jerk. Okay, 415375. That is the number that keeps a bull flag in play for ES. Why did I take so much time trying to circle that or put a rectangle around it? Because it is so important. 4150 is the number. As long as that stays in play, bulls aren't crying. Everything is A-okay, hunky-dory. Gucci, as my kids would say, everything is Gucci. As long as we're holding 4153.75. We got it? There's no Sunday scaries, no Tuesday scaries out there. Okay, let's get that number for Nasdaq, which is also a potential daily bull flag. As long as we hold 13152, we have a bull flag in play. 13152. Unless that is breached, dips are for buying, unless that is breached. Now, I say all of this, but as soon as I turn my microphone off, I understand more data comes into the market. And then I default to my market internals because I start reading the room. I look at all my sectors. This is my sector grid. I look at technology, healthcare, consumer discretionary, finance, communications, industrials, and then I watch Apple and semis. I'm constantly watching these 4 sectors. Are they at the high of the day together, the low of the day together? And I'm looking at my market internals to say, should I be changing my bull thesis? But looking at this table, when the med table is greater than 100 bullish, for me, I'm looking for back burners on most names that have had outsized moves. Who had an outsized move yesterday? Nvidia. That's a great back burner setup. Who had a poor day? Can we clap for the Riot and Mara shorts yesterday? Oh, they were beautiful Queen in the Mountain trades, just beautiful. So as long on those names, I'll be looking for reverse back burners, but everything else I'm going to be looking for back burners. And then I pounded the table. Let's just make it 3 days in a row just for consistency's sake. As long as Apple's chart looks like this, the market is going to have a hard time rolling over. Now, does the market roll over on FOMC decision tomorrow and then zoom higher on Apple earnings Thursday? Only God knows. I have no clue. But the Apple chart has been strong. Now we hit a level, and I have it in red so you see it. Do y'all see that 170.51? That became an important level yesterday. We went up there and tried to get through it twice, and we were unable to. So 170.51 could present a good top fishing opportunity. It's just a good, clean, clear level. All right. Let's go back. Nasdaq. I gave you the bull flag level. We're still holding the 50 EMA, folks, here. We're still holding it. No harm, no foul. Hourly EQ. RTY. Potential hourly bear flag. Let's see. I have my notes, and I don't typically show my notes, but here on RTY, reverse back burner this animal. Daily lower high, 4 hour, hourly downtrend. I mean, this, as long as this weakness remains, and RTY, IWM, they're gonna have their day, but it hasn't been yesterday or the day before that or the day before that. RTY has been in bad shape. This is a potential hourly bear flag below the EMAs. So what that means is when we get our first 15-minute overbought, which we got one here, and look how beautiful that was for a short. Wait for those reverse back burners, meaning RTY gets overbought on the 5 or 15 minute, and look for short opportunities. Right now, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders on the 15 minute, and we're not even close to overbought. So I'm not saying do it here, but maybe closer to 1777. Yep, I look at gold and silver every day. Not silver, actually. So when I go over ES, that is me looking at an SPX. SPX is in the same boat. SPX has a potential daily bull flag. So whatever I said about ES, it holds true for SPX. We do have a megaphone look, y'all, on ES, on SPX. You see how we made lower lows and higher highs without follow through? I am aware of that, but I'm just going to continue to give deference to the bulls as long as they keep proving themselves. RTY. Low of overnight, 1763.90. This thing is weak. YM. YM has lost the hourly EMAs. We're in a 4-hour downtrend. Daily bull flag stays in play as long as we hold 33975. 33975. As long as Nasdaq is holding up, y'all, and if XLF stays in that party, I mean, I'm not saying we are having a bull trend day, but it's going to be hard to roll over if Nasdaq is in the process of confirming its daily bull flag. VIX is a little green, not really giving us a lot, giving us 15-minute head and shoulders at the moment, actually. That's interesting. You see that? $15-minute head and shoulders, and look at RTY. Inverse head and shoulders. Look, that looks a little bullish. YM, we went over. Okay, Hang Seng was slightly green. DAX is slightly red. Bitcoin is turning green. Bitcoin has been super weak. We discussed earlier potential 6-hour bear flag. I did 8-hour too. Let's see. Thanks, Bennett. I appreciate that. I just saw your message. Okay. Yes, the VIX, that was a head and shoulders. We just talked about it right there on the 15-minute. Boom. Bitcoin. Boom. 15-minute higher high. This sucker has to get over these hourly EMAs, get over 28172, convincing to negate that bear flag. Let's do it on Bitcoin. What keeps a bear flag in play? 28,545. So bulls could bounce it to 28,545 and they would still have a bear flag on the 6-hour. Looks like we have some strength coming in. And if you look at my table, Bitcoin was bearish and that really wasn't jiving with the market. The bonds were bearish. That was not jiving with the market. And the dollar was bullish and that wasn't jiving with the market. So those are the three things that stood out that didn't fit the rest of the nice, neat narrative. Okay. Ethereum, let's do that bear flag calculation. 1857 keeps a bear flag in play on Ethereum. Okay, let's look at dollar. Yep, sure enough. Good job, Mary. That's a clean head and shoulders on the dollar on the 15-minute. We're in an hourly and 4-hour uptrend. Let's see if the bears can play defense here on this head and shoulders. Okay, did all that. Now it's gold. Gold had a fun morning and then it all came crashing down yesterday. Silver had a fun morning and then it all came crashing down. Dollar strength walloped the gold and silver bulls. And they said, not so fast. So a 4-hour lower high is the more likely scenario. You have support at 1986, 1985, resistance at 2015. Silver, 4-hour lower high anticipated on any bounce. Hourly downtrend, 8 EMA manhandling price. 15-minute trying to get something going, but man, that was a really pretty ugly pullback yesterday. Firing on all cylinders. Yeah, I had coffee yesterday, but man, I was sick. Everything's fine now. Okay. Oil, we have API estimates after hours. I forgot to put that in the commodities channel. We have our second daily inside bar. We have weekly inside bar, daily second inside bar. What does that mean, y'all? When we have multiple inside bars on higher time frames, look at this misdirection. Bulls and bears are probing liquidity while liquidity dries up as bigger bulls and bears wait on the sidelines for this to resolve to the upside or to the downside. So oil has probably been throwing you around like a washing machine if you've been trading it yesterday and today. It is pretty whippy below all key moving averages. There's the market bounce. Okay. And we have inventory tomorrow at 10:30. Nat gas. Do y'all want me to say anything about this, or y'all tired of me droning on and on and on? This is a cluster. Daily downtrend. 4 hours not oversold. You know, small setback for a big setup. Your name is kind of resonating with me today. I remind myself every morning, I actually typed it in my notes here. I remind myself every morning to play it forward. So that is a cognitive behavioral therapy thing where it's a technique where you say, okay, I have this dress I want to fit into for this wedding in a month. And this is a true story. And it's like, oh, there's a cookie. So I can eat that cookie, but how am I going to feel tomorrow? And how am I going to feel when I need to zip up that dress? Probably not very good. You play it forward in your head. This is a cognitive behavioral therapy trick that you can apply to almost anything. Well, in trading, I do it every day. I sit here and I think, how do I want to feel at 2 p.m., which is when the market closes for me? How do I want to feel? I want to feel like I help the most community members possible, number one. And I want to feel as though I waited for high conviction setups. And when I saw them, I pounced, and I pounced appropriately, and I let my winners ride. And I go through that mental exercise every single day. How do I want to feel at the end of the day? I want to be patting myself on the shoulder saying, okay, you followed your rules today. I'm not saying, but you notice I didn't say anything about big winners. I didn't say anything about making money. I want to know that I followed my rules. So play it forward today. How do you want to feel at the end of this day? And then take those actions accordingly and wait for those high conviction setups. There are plenty of high conviction setups that come on throughout the day. Most of them don't happen at open. So to go back to nat gas, this is not a high conviction setup. I told y'all right here, that was a bull trap is what it looked like. Man, was it ever. Oh, there's a cookie. I'm telling you. It's like, oh, look, there's a squirrel. That's how women, well, at least that's the way I think when I see a cookie. Oh, look, a cookie. All right, we have a daily bear flag on Baba. Whomever asked about this over on TradingView. Hi there. I'll go over Nvidia in just a second. So Baba is a potential bear flag. This thing looks dirty. It went up to those 4-hour EMAs, kissed it, got rejected, and smacked down, and now it's back to the downside. Baba is weak. We're looking for that weekly high or low, but the bulls cannot look any more apathetic toward this name. We're already breaking through the low of yesterday, so I don't like Baba. Oh, good, Matt. Okay, Apple, we talked about it. Y'all, look at, where are those EMAs on that hourly chart? They're right where they need to be, supporting price. If you've been in TCG for a hot minute, you know I tell you when I'm live midday, and I know a lot of y'all are in intraday scalps, I tell you, if you're long and these EMAs are below you, stay the frick in. Stay in. Well, here, if you're swinging, these hourly EMAs are below you. There ain't nothing bearish about that. Nothing. Nada. Nadia Comanche. Nothing. All right? Apply that to your longer time frames for swings and shorter term time frames. Let me show you Nvidia with Trade Keeper. Well, I guess it did here. But look at these green dots. Bullish, 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 bullish. And you see how the red dot nailed the exact top? Exact top. So have criteria, use the Trade Keeper indicator, use your EMAs. Let's do the EMA trick. As long as the EMAs are below you in price on the 5-minute, stay in long. Oh, wrong day. That's 2. Look at that. You probably would have been triggered out here. So please remember, use your EMAs as, if you don't have the Trade Keeper indicator, use your EMAs as Trade Keeper. Anybody get that Amazon short yesterday? Total dog. reverse back burner, looking for 5 and 15-minute overbought conditions on Amazon for a short. It's a dog. And that means XLY will be impacted. And first cousin Tesla, they raised their prices on the Model X and Y, I believe. They announced this morning. In the past, decreasing prices bearishly affected them. Well, here it's not bullishly affecting them greatly. We did have that beautiful daily stair step bull break on Friday, but yesterday we closed with an inside bar. So let's see what the bulls can do here. And will cousin Amazon weigh on Tesla with its weakness? AMD earnings after hours. Perfect. Dare I say perfect hourly EQ. Nice tightening range. Nice squeeze, holding the 50 RSI heading into earnings. Who has the edge? Who has the edge in this scenario? I'll tell you. Hourly EMAs is holding price. We're holding 50 RSI. That gives the edge to the bulls. So within an EQ, we get asked all the time, well, how do I trade an EQ? What is the preceding trend? Up. Holding 50 RSI? Yes. Holding EMAs? Yes. Okay, then edge goes to the bulls. So I would like to play AMD long. Does that mean it's going to go long today and be a beautiful flyer? No. It has earnings after hours, and I'm anticipating some volatility, and I'm looking for a long on AMD. I'll see what I can do, Jimmy. Good, Tim. I'm glad you're there. Thank you for being a TCG member. I like pushing people over the edge. All right, MARA, 5-minute. I'm looking for 5 and 15-minute overbought conditions on Riot and Mara, too short. Tell me when that RSI gets to 70. 15-minute. Tell me when that RSI gets to 70. Who played this yesterday? It was a Queen of the Mountain trade. It was freaking beautiful. And if you missed it at open, it gave you a second chance. Beautiful. Down 12% yesterday. Who else is calling those types of trades out to you? Tell me who. I want to listen to them. All right, MARA, Riot, looking for reverse back burner. Shop was our short yesterday. Did you take it? It was a freaking beaut. Clark, it was a beaut. Same thing today. So when we have, what was I looking at it? When we have these levels, like this 47 is kind of like a shelf. When we have a base break, that's what I call that. When we lose those resistances that continue to be tapped, it increases the chances you're going to break through. So think of it, when you hit it once or twice, it becomes like cement. It's strong. The more you hit it, it becomes like glass. Why? And it's so important for me. Maybe this is the way just my brain works. Squares are not my friends today, and I'm mad at you, Square. Here's supply down below. Here's shares that someone says, I will buy these at $46.90. I will buy them. When it hits $47, I'm going to buy them, and this is how much I have. $1,000, $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. Okay, when you've hit that 4 times, that money's gone, that money's gone, that money's gone, that money's gone. And you've lost your liquidity below you at $47. You ran out of buyers because your buyers ran out of money. That's what's happening right now in Shop. I like Shop short. And I also like it short because of Amazon's earnings and how weak they are. Shop has earnings this week. And this is one earnings correlation that I do like to make, is if Amazon missed it increases the probability that Shop would miss. Does it mean it absolutely will miss? No, but they are closely correlated. TSM, Taiwan had some bad news last night. Tensions are increasing between Taiwan and China. I'd watch TSM for a reverse back burner short. On the daily, we're looking for a lower high. That lower high is likely set, maybe a bounce to 83.98. We just need a small bounce to short. Aw, Marshall, that's nice. Okay. It's 6:55. I made promises. Magic. I already did Ethereum. If you want to rewind. Daily inside bar, which I can tell that is a daily inside bar because on shorter term time frames, you have a lot of misdirection here. You have resistance at 1281. You have support at 110.66. The moving averages are giving bulls fits. $109. If you want to play along off 109 for that weekly low double bottom attempt, I wouldn't fault you. But it's not looking great on shorter term time frames. You're welcome, Jessica. MU. Yeah, MU didn't get the memo like NVDA did. It was a daily inside bar, though. We held Friday's low by a penny. You have a gap down here at 61.96. I would not consider that filled yet. That could possibly be a target. But yeah, bears have momentum here. Maybe first 5 minute overbought during regular trading hours. Okay, only because issued Bennett. Whoa. Still got a double top up there. Still have a double top here on the weekly. Hourly is holding EMAs. Bulls are still putting in the work. They're trying to get back up there and take that level out. If I had to trade this, I guess I'd be looking to top fish 137.773, but I don't know that I'd want to trade this. This is a pretty strong chart, but we're at a clear resistance. It's so obvious you can see it from Mars. Safe trading to you, Joka. You're welcome, Renaissance Man. Thank y'all for being here. Give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori, and if you could hit that like button, that would be wonderful. I appreciate you being here, and you stop losses.